Busy afternoon of basketball in North Texas as the 2022 NTX Combine rolls on from Duncanville Fieldhouse in Duncanville. The first game was a treat, down to the wire in the final seconds, and we are just about set for game two. We welcome you courtside alongside George Lynch. I'm Joe Malfa, and George, besides the national title you put up at UNC and your 12 years in the NBA, I didn't know you were the mayor of Duncanville. Everybody in this gym has come over to say hello to you, but the first game was a lot of fun. What do you expect out of game two?
Hopefully we get the same thing. Started off a little slow, but guys picked it up. Exciting brand, effort was there. You know, sharing the ball, good brand of basketball. It was great to see.
Introduce you now to the third member of our crew, Marion Crowder, courtside.
Guys, I got a chance to talk with both head coaches for teams 3 and 4. Amongst them, Mo Evans, a legendary NBA player, spent numerous years in the league. I asked him, in a situation like this, what do you even look for? Your team just got put together less than 36 hours ago. He said, the more simple it can be, the better it will be. It's so easy for players to think that they need to come in, be the hero in this environment, but that's not it. Guys here understand basketball. They know good basketball when they see it. Let's just keep it simple.
And they are ready to go on the court. Anxious to get this one tipped off. Stokely Chafee for Team 4. And Tommy Rutherford on Team 3. Away we go in game number 2 as Rutherford wins the tip. Controlled by a man we're going to hear a lot from, I imagine, in this game. Tavian Dunn-Martin, last year averaged over 20 a game for Florida Gulf Coast. Cross-court pass, Brendan McKissick drives baseline, swatted away underneath by Chafee.
So Dunn, the last 2 years, had a good chance of working with my high school coach, Kevin Sutton. So I know he was taught a lot of basketball, a lot of good basketball.
Xavier Silas, head coach of team number 4. And a good stint in the NBA himself. And now taking to coaching. Some of the terrific brains we have running things here in the NTX Combine. 3 days in here, these players are getting terrific coaching. Some of the little things that can help them in a big way. Dunn-Martin back up top for John Fulkerson, inside for Rutherford. Little hook shot from Rutherford. He added that to his game once he went overseas. He didn't do a lot collegiately, developed internationally in the pro game. Out for Malik Williams. First points of the game from the Louisville big man.
Big guy showing that he can stretch the floor. Good to see from him. Nice touch.
Here's Fulkerson. He spent the last 6 years at Tennessee. Jacob Young pulls up from 3. No good. Chafee the rebound. Ronaldo Segu looks across, finds Williams, who's 2 for 2 from 3 in a minute and a half.
Big guy stretching the floor. See if he's setting him up for a drive to the hoop on the next play.
Williams shot 31% from 3 in his collegiate career. The only 3-time captain in Louisville history. And that is an illustrious program. Only 3-time captain.
Yeah, that's saying a lot. 3-time captain in the ACC. He must have been a great guy in the locker room, hard worker. Earned the respect of his teammates, because that's not given to you. That's earned.
Heat check, too strong. Third in the corner, Aaron Wheeler off glass, no good. Wheeler 3 years at Purdue before a senior season at St. John's. The ball movement, McKissick underneath. Rutherford lost it. Fulkerson mid-range, that's his game.
Lefty showing nice touch. Will go about 15 feet out.
Began his career at Tennessee in 2016. Ended up as the program and the conference, the SEC, all-time leader in games played, John Fulkerson.
That's that durability coaches like to see, knowing he can rely on you to be there for practice and game time.
Up and in from Jacob Young. Really fast pace to begin this one, just end to end in the first 3 minutes. From 3, Aquan Plowden.
Hey, they must have watched the Golden State game also. They letting it fly.
That is the NBA game today. Young scoop layup. That's 2 for him in back-to-back possessions.
And I don't know if the coach is going to have enough subs for this pace. They might get to 100.
Sigu drives. The Buffalo man kicks it out. Rising Wheeler and connecting. Up 7. Jacob Young, 2 years at Texas, 3 years at Rutgers, 2 years at Oregon. Rather, 1 year at Oregon, excuse me. 3 schools, big-time conferences in his career. Done Martin's first 3 points of the game. We grew used to that last year at Florida Gulf Coast, averaged 21.4. Flashing around, Plowden. Now Williams kicks into Rutherford. Williams lost it on the way up, but he was fouled and will head to the line.
So far, Webb shows 2 for 3 from 3, and going in shows a little footwork and sealing the guy on the post. Let's see if he can finish with these 2 free throws.
Tyler Gatlin, the head coach of Team 3, probably wondering what you were wondering. How long can we keep up this pace? That was the first whistle we had at 5:39 to go in the first quarter. Also, Gatlin maybe trying to figure out a way to stop Malik Williams, who has a very quick 7 points. Here comes some subs on both sides.
Some fresh bodies, well needed with the pace they've been playing these first 5 minutes. See if they can keep it up.
Williams makes both and puts Team 4 up by 6. Rutherford hands it off to Drake Jeffries. Watch out whenever the ball's in his hand. He will look to take a 3 anywhere, anytime. Good chance he'll make it as well. Going to the floor. Treadwell kept it alive.
4 on the shot clock. See?
McKissick puts it up. Airballs it. Had to rush it.
Yeah, that might have been the first bad possession of this 5 minutes in the first quarter.
Malik Williams goes over for a quick break. Fadeaway is good from Stokely Chafee. He's one of those international pros here for the Combine. 25-year-old from Oakland. Pushing the tempo now, John Knight. Drives, goes up, and he'll hit the line. A chance to make it 3. A roar from his bench as well.
Yeah, that was downhill. He saw the rim and cup. Little guy Martin there. Probably getting up a few inches and a few pounds. It made the right decision getting all the way to the rim instead of settling for a jump shot.
Tyler Gatlin calls the timeout for Team 3. John Knight turns on the Jets. Spent 3 years in D1 after 2 years in the junior college ranks. A season at Utah State. Didn't do a lot there. Didn't find much of a role there. He goes over to Southern Utah, where he was among the Big Sky leaders in field goal percentage, assists, and points in both his seasons there. Second team All Big Sky in 2021. First team in 2022. Averaged 14.3 points per game last season. Xavier Silas adding things up over on the bench. Has to be happy with what he's seen in just the first 5 minutes. Up 9, Team 4. Rather 10, excuse me. Help if I can do the math.
Yeah, he said keep it simple. They are keeping it simple. Running and sharing, defending. Doesn't get any simpler than that.
A look down in Arlington, Globe Life Field. Part of this North Texas Combine. Chance to take in some of the scenery, some of the venues, some of the food, and now some of the basketball.
If tomorrow's games are anything like today's games, at least the start of this one, we're going to see some good basketball.
We've definitely seen it so far through 4.5 quarters. A reminder, 10-minute quarters here. teams have 2 timeouts per half. Use them or lose them. And they're both 60-second timeouts.
And don't forget, sudden death overtime.
We almost had to get there in the first game. It was 79-79 with 31 seconds to go before Jericho Helms hit the game-winning 3. And fading away here, Josh Treadwell hits it 2 to single digits. Knight working on Dunmartin. Gets it back. Now inside for Chafee. Kicks it out. From the wing, a 3. Kevion Taylor misfires. McKissick in the corner. Jeffries, that's one of what could be many. He will take as many as his teammates will allow him to.
That was a quick release on that 3. Good rotation. Good follow through. Space the floor well.
Jeffries out of Wyoming. A big reason why Wyoming's made it to the NCAA tournament this year. Guarded tightly that time, inside to Rutherford. 6 to shoot. McKissick realizes it, puts it up. Rutherford battling for the board, and he gets a favorable bounce. It'll stay down here for Team 3.
Yeah, that play doesn't go in the stat sheet, but he was battling 2 guys. Got his team an extra possession.
Rutherford averaged 8 points, 5 boards a game in college at UC Irvine. Spent a year in Luxembourg, a year in Switzerland professionally, and really upped his game. Competition level different, sure, but he found some things, worked on a baby hook, and it came back a completely different player. He averaged almost 20 a game in Luxembourg, 15 a game in Switzerland, and in both places, double figures off the boards.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Turner loved the way he played. Coach Turner and I played high school basketball, won the state championship in Virginia. And Coach Turner was similar to the same type of player. Mix it up inside, nice touch with the left and right-hand jump hook. And he's done a brilliant job at UC Irvine.
Loudon plows his way through and puts Team 4 back up 8. Dunmartin directing traffic. Jeffries comes around. Treadwell back for Jeffries. 1 for 1. Misses that time.
He's got that quick high release like a Klay Thompson. That's a nice looking shot on Jeffries. I'd love to see him get more opportunities.
Jeffries, 2 seasons of JUCO. His numbers were pedestrian. He didn't do much at the junior college level. Then he goes to Wyoming and became their 3-point specialist. He was second on the team as a junior with 52 threes. Last season as a senior, he hit 94 threes for Wyoming. And he took 11 of them that he hit in 1 game. He set social media and SportsCenter on fire that night. They dedicated a whole segment to him. He took 17 threes. He made 11 of them. He had all 33 of his points on 3-pointers alone.
Wow. I need to play for that coach.
Behind the back in the lane, Sigu gets it to go.
Yeah.
Careless play as well. Sigu again, but misses the bunny. It did everything there. The steal after the inbound, and Sigu just missed it. Jeffries inside to Rutherford. Under 2 to play in the first quarter. Rutherford up and under gets it to go.
Way to use the rim, protect yourself from the shot blocker, finish on the other side.
What a pace we've seen in the first quarter. At the other end, Trayvon Harper up 8 at the moment. A drive, a spin off the glass and in for Jacob Young.
Love the pace so far. Hopefully we can see this for 4 quarters.
I don't know if we can, but they're going to let us find out.
They haven't turned out a shot they didn't like it so far, so 50 seconds left.
Daquan Plowden again in the lane. Puts Team 4 back up 8. Treadwell for Young. We haven't had many whistles or fouls either. Just continuous action from the corner. No good. Rutherford.
Hey, well, the officials got their track sneakers on, so they can handle it.
They might not have to use the whistles right now the way this game is going, but they are using every bit of cardio they've been working on the last few weeks. That last one driving through. Young spins it off the glass.
Well, definitely a shot clock is not going to play in this game.
Might as well just turn it off now. 38 seconds. Game clock now, 10 on the shot clock. Dunn-Martin kicks it out for Treadwell. Step back, just a 2, gets it to go.
That's one of those shots that coach say, oh, bad shot because he was over the three-point line. But, hey, anytime it goes in, we'll take it.
I'm glad you said it, because in today's game, people will say that long-range 2 is a waste of a shot. If it goes in, it's still 2 points, and that is going to help you on your way to a victory. Sigu, shot clock, game clock just about lined up, and Sigu connects. It is 30-22 in favor of Team 4 at the end of one quarter. Please try and catch your breath. I know the players are about to do that on the benches. End-to-end action in that first quarter. Neither team passing up on any shot and making most of them. Second quarter in a moment. The NTX Combine would like to thank the Omni Hotel Dallas. The city of Duncanville and the Duncanville Fieldhouse. Now, if these players run as fast on the road as they've been running on the court, they'd get to downtown Dallas from here in Duncanville in probably 2 seconds after the pace we saw in the first quarter, with Team 4 up 30-22. And, I mean, I'll take it for 4 quarters if that's what it's going to be. Nobody's going to say no to what we just saw.
Yeah, I think they had some hot sauce on their eggs today, the way they're running.
And we'll see if we can find out what happened in that first quarter as Marion Crowder is over with Xavier Silas.
I mean, can we talk about the tempo that game started with? Exciting tempo, exciting start for your team. What was working well in that first 10 minutes?
I think we did a good job of creating advantages with that pace, right? That's what we wanted to do. And we shared the ball, and then we held them to 22 points. So it was a good first quarter, but I just told them we have to keep this going. We can't let up.
Yeah, so right now, we talked about it earlier before this game started. This is a team that just came together on paper, but these are guys that seem to be playing very well, sharing the ball well. How important is that as we progress through these next 3?
The biggest thing is keeping it simple. I told them, hey, just be like water. Just flow with each other and we'll be all right, right? And so as long as we do that and continue to do that, we'll be fine.
Awesome. Thank you. Good luck.
There you got it. Be like water. And right now, this game has been very fluid through 10 minutes, just end-to-end, nonstop. I hope the players got to drink a fair bit of water during the quick break between quarters, because you need to stay hydrated. Otherwise, we're going to see some cramping very early in this game.
Yeah, get the Gatorade out. Who's the sponsor? Powerade or Gatorade?
Referees, I mean, they want this game to slow down themselves here. It's just end-to-end. Team 4 with an 8-point lead to begin the second. On the spin, Chafee rises and hits. Well, if that's any indication, you had a 12-second possession and a bucket.
Let's turn the shot clock off. We don't need it.
Jacob Young drives, puts it up. Too strong. Chafee the board. Out to Sigu again. They're running. Chafee gets it in on the spin. Young gets it across. Looking at Jeffries, but he cut at the last moment. Now Jeffries over to McKissick. The Florida Gator. Lost it, but was fouled. Bailed out by the whistle on the reach around by John Knight.
Yeah, anytime you got small guards like this, you love it when they pick up. These guys are picking up 75 and 94 feet, setting the tempo to get out and play the passing lanes and make good things happen.
McKissick from Ferguson, Missouri. Had 4 years at Missouri, Kansas City before going over to Florida, where he was in the SEC with that man John Fulkerson, who couldn't connect. Sigu. Chafee left it short. Jeffries the board. Young pushing the tempo again. Treadwell underneath, a wide open Fulkerson stuffs it home.
Fulkerson say, you forget about me. I'm gonna get to the basket and get me an easy one.
Preseason Karl Malone watch list and all SEC first team ahead of this most recent season. Didn't pan out that way. He took more of a reserve role for Tennessee as their sixth man, the way it worked out, but embraced it. And look, at the end of the day, we talk about what players are trying to achieve in this combine. A lot of the guys here are looking second round. They're looking to sign G League and make pro careers of themselves. You don't have to go in the first round to make a good pro career. Fulkerson embodies that. He had 6 years at Tennessee, worked on the little things. After starring for a couple of years, didn't complain or transfer when he was demoted to a six-man role. Embraced it. Now he's a guy who you look at, end of the roster in the NBA, could be a second-round pick.
Great team player. Every coach loves that in the locker room. Every GM. Got to have that guy that's going to be a glue guy, do all the little things. And just happy to be a part of a winning situation.
Just an absolute fan favorite at Tennessee as well. He has an account on Cameo called Fulky, and just the fans request videos from him all the time. Happy birthday to my Tennessee uncle, all this and that. He donates $2 of all his NIL money back to the athletic program at Tennessee. Jeffries from deep rolls out. Sigu the spin out to Williams. Had those two quick threes in the first quarter. Went over to the bench, and just with the way the game went, never came back in until now, but picking up where he left off on the fadeaway.
Yeah, CQ got that thing on the string. Handles that ball. I remember a great guard, Kenny Anderson, when I was coming up, had handles like that on the string. I never could do it like that.
Don't sell yourself short.
Hey, that's what this is about. You got to know your role, know your limitations.
Jacob Young draws the foul. Rutherford coming back in for McKissick. Jacob Young had his best collegiate season as a fifth-year senior when he was at Rutgers. Took that sixth year, that COVID year at Oregon last year. And his two best seasons were those fifth and sixth years. Grew a lot as a player. Rutherford hits.
Yeah, I think the older you get, the game slows down for you. I'm not so sure if that's your mind slowing down or your body slowing down, but I'm sure that benefited him.
The game has slowed down a bit here, but the scoring hasn't. Sigu hits from three, and as the game has slowed down, maybe better shot selection. More efficient from both teams. Dunn-Martin finds a way to get that one in as he's falling.
Little man said, I got big game inside. I play with the big boys. Good high finish off the rim.
Rolling to the rim and rocking it. Stokely Chafee.
Good vision from the point guard. Bigs always like that. Get rewarded.
Dunn-Martin off the front of the iron. Wheeler gets the board. Takes it himself. Left it short. Good hustle underneath from Plowden to keep it alive and back in the hands of Sigu. Plowden rises and connects. A 15-point lead for Team 4 nearly halfway through the second quarter.
Plowden has nice size for a combo guard. I think he'll fit well at the next level.
Young drives, second time that he's done that. First time got it to go. Roll not as friendly that time. He'll try again, and he'll head to the line for a chance at a three-point play. Chafee at the other end on the feed from Sigu.
Good catch and finish. Did a little chin up on the rim. And neither team has a shot blocker, so the guards are having their way at the rim. probably going to have to play a little bit defense, stay a little bit more solid, keep the guards out of the paint. But
Williams.
No one wants to see defense in this league, though.
Malik Williams is the tallest player on either side at 6'11", but he's a stretch forward, not a center, so no true stay-at-home shot blocker. We saw a couple of those in the first game, but not in this one. Jeffries from three, his second.
Jeffries playing with a good set of guards is going to do a lot of penetration. He should have plenty more good looks before this game is over with.
Knight kicks out to Plowden from the corner. Wilkerson didn't get it on the left hand. Back out tonight. Now Wheeler rises top of the key. Back iron, crashing Plowden, but Wilkerson comes away with it. John Martin lands over the shoulder, slows it down, picks it back up in the corner. All the time in the world for Treadwell.
That's too much time. Sometimes when you have a couple seconds to take a shot, you focus too much.
Plowden
tightens you up.
All alone. Four to go in the first half. A 13-point lead for Team 4. Young almost lost it, got it back. Dunn Martin had it knocked away. Fulkerson kept it alive. Jeffries the extra pass. Dunn Martin at the end of the shot clock gets the side of the backboard.
Yeah, he had to rush it. That was good awareness, though. He knew that the shot clock was coming down. He was able to get it off, but rushed it a little bit. Didn't have it set in his hands.
Timeout on the floor in a 13-point game. A lot of buckets in transition in this game. This one the latest as Plowden put it home. Plowden from Philly. Spent 5 years at Bowling Green. Left that program 8th in points, 4th in boards and blocks, and 1st in games played. All MAC third team and defensive team in 2022.
MAC has been a great conference of defenders and solid players coming out who's been able to stick around in the NBA because they can play multiple positions.
Got fans in attendance here in Duncanville. They've been treated to a show in this game. We are, you know what? You said it, I think maybe offhandedly in the early part of the first quarter that we might be on pace for 100 from one of the teams in this game. We might be on pace for 100 from one of the teams in this game. At the moment, Team 4 with 47 points and 3:40 to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, they gonna be well over the 100-point halfway point by the time this second half starts. But hopefully they both can continue to share the ball and move it. It's been a good brand of basketball. A lot of times when you get guards, sometimes in a setting like this, they take all the shots and don't share it. But this group, both teams are sharing the ball well.
Especially when you take into account that, again, these guys just came together less than 24 hours ago. Tomorrow might look crisper in terms of the chemistry and maybe actually running some sets from the action, but today it's just go out there, play, and try to find a rhythm, and so far both these teams have found that rhythm. Knight coming around the screen to Taylor. Now Williams on Rutherford. Dunn Martin, smallest guy on the court, gets the board, right place, right time. Cross-court pass for Treadwell. Treadwell fires. Young the board. Waits for it. Behind the back pass to Rutherford. Up for Dunn Martin on the drive. Floater is good. Only 1 year he had at Florida Gulf Coast, and that was all he needed to topple all their single game and single season scoring records. In the corner for three. The iron. Trayvon Harper. Treadwell slows it down. Around a screen from Rutherford. Gets it to him rolling to the rim. Dunn Martin in the corner. Crashing the board, Treadwell, and it's coming the other way.
That was a good look. Had a little bit more time this time. Just fatigue might be setting in on him.
Taking all the time to get across half court. That is not something we saw in the first quarter. Knight Drives on Dunn-Martin. That's a matchup that anybody on the court will take when they get it. Dunn-Martin 5'8", 155. That's the knock on him, the size, but kid is a bucket, averaging over 20 last year for Florida Gulf Coast.
Yeah, he'll play somewhere. He's fun to watch. Shares the ball, sees the floor well. Although he gives up the size, he competes defensively, and just have to put a shot block on the team with him.
Second time that Team 3 hasn't been keeping an eye on the shot clock.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't stay that way for long.
Dunn-Martin last year had a 43-point game for Florida Gulf Coast. That broke his own record that he set a few games prior of 38 points. And then he had 705 on the season. Another single-season record for Florida Gulf Coast.
Shoot, I think it would have taken me 3 to 4 games to get 80 points in my college career.
And that's an offensive foul extending the arm, Josh Treadwell.
That might have been a little NBA flopping action going on there.
You got to practice for the next level in all facets of the game, not just the shot and the pass. You got to get that in there as well.
Have to give him his acting card. Team 4 has been stuck on this 47-49 for the last couple of minutes to see if they can pick the pace back up.
Tell you what, after I said they might be on pace for 100, they only needed 3 more points in the next 340. I think I put the broadcaster's jinx on them. Just 2 points in the last 2 minutes.
That was a fatigue shot.
The hustle play from Malik Williams to keep it down here. Williams earned this possession. Can he make it count with a 3? Yes! Young behind the back, kicks it out to the corner. Treadwell just hasn't found the touch from the corner. Third one that he's missed now from that spot. 2 on one side, 1 on the other. A wing 3 for Chafee. Back-to-back possessions, ending in 3s. And now a 19-point lead for Team 4. Treadwell spins. Rutherford was fouled on the way up. 34 seconds to go. He'll head to the line. Team 3 looking to get Jeffries back into the game. The next opportunity to sub. Closing seconds of the quarter. Want to get your best 3-point shooter out there. And here he comes. Jacob Young goes out in favor of Jeffries. Already has 2 threes in this one. 2 for 4 from beyond the arc.
He's going to need that 11 made threes to get them back into the ball game.
That came back last November. Williams goes quickly, stopped by Rutherford. Tried to go 2 for 1. Got nothing on the front end of that. McKissick, quick ball movement to Rutherford. Defense to offense. The big man rewarded for the block on the other end.
Big guys always love to see that hustle on one end. It's great to see the guards recognize him for his ability to run the floor.
Whistle blows, shot clock never reset after that bucket. And they also called a foul. One referee on the far side blew the whistle because of the shot clock. Near side got the foul. And now we'll take a quick break with a timeout. 10 seconds to go here.
Let's go to our sponsors.
this first half. A 15-point game, Team 4 up on Team 3. Tommy Rutherford doing it at both ends here. Gets the block, runs the floor. Watch him just streak down the middle. Great ball movement all around, and he's rewarded.
Nice touch around the rim.
That pass from McKissick, too. Got it out of his hands just as it touched his hands to fire it underneath. Team 4 can take the last shot here. Here's Sigu. Clock winding down. Gets it out to the wing for 3. Why not? The whole first half like that for Team 4. It ends with Aaron Wheeler connecting on the 3. And an 18-point lead as we go to the break. All smiles over on that side from Xavier Silas' crew. Dominant in the first half, up 18. We'll take a quick break and get back to you in just a few moments here in the 2022 NTX Combine. The NTX Combine would like to thank the Omni Hotel Dallas. The city of Duncanville and the Duncanville Fieldhouse. The NTX Combine would like to thank the Omni Hotel Dallas. The city of Duncanville and the Duncanville Fieldhouse. A look down at Arlington, AT&T Stadium here in North Texas, where you see plenty of shows at Jerry World. A show going on right now inside Duncanville Fieldhouse. We welcome you courtside with George Lynch. I'm Joe Malfa. The first half, 98 combined points, 58 on the side of Team 4. The fans in attendance are having a lot of fun, and so are we.
We are. It's hot outside and it's hot in the gym. They letting it ride. It's been great basketball. The first game and the first half of the second game. It's been exciting basketball to watch.
And the man who puts this all together, Pete Mickeal, is with Marion Crowder.
Hey guys, yeah, we're down here courtside. I am with the man who has the vision behind all this. Pete, you and I talked about this last year. One of the biggest milestones as you continue to build this through the years was to get this NBA sanction, get NBA scouts here. You were able to do that, but it wasn't a very easy process.
Yeah, it was a difficult process, but if anybody can get the job done, it's me. And I say that in a humble way because I have a ton of relationships all around the world. So one of my pitches to the NBA was, you're talking to a person that has been drafted to the NBA, a guy who's played in the minor leagues, a guy who spent his career overseas, came back and was an NBA scout, and now an NBA agent. So I've seen every single part of basketball from a different way. So I have a ton of relationships that I've built over those years. And those relationships actually helped me push this through. And also I had to do a pitch. I had to do a 50-person Zoom call pitch for an hour and 45 minutes, and I think it worked.
I would say so, and it's not just that. You have bigger dreams for this. You want this to be the premier combine in the world. Yes. What would be the next milestone to get this there?
The next milestone would be sign a 10-year lease agreement with a stadium somewhere where we can team up with a city and have that city be able to support us and sell tickets, have our hotels, have everything done for us. So that is the big step for us. There's a few cities I have in mind, McKinney, Texas, and Frisco, Texas, where I think they can accommodate an event like this. So I'm looking to go to the top of the people that make decisions because I want this. It's not that I want it. It will be the biggest combine in the world by far. The TV is what separates us from anybody else that's trying to do this. And I said it over and over again. The TV is the biggest component because everybody can't be here to watch, but they can watch on TV. So we're giving those kids that platform.
And that's what makes it so easy, not only for NBA scouts to come to a great environment like this, but to also just watch from the comfort of their own homes. You are the man that can make it all happen. We wish you nothing but the best. We will chat with him soon. Guys?
Thanks, Marion. Thanks, Pete. And here's an overview again of the NTX Combine here in 2022. We've got 24 draft-eligible players competing, 8 international free agents split into 4 teams, and they each play 2 games, 1 each today, 1 each tomorrow. And right now we're in the middle of game 2, and we're set to get the second half underway. It's an 18-point lead for Team 4 over Team 3. A lot to sort out from that first half for Team 3. You see a lot of talking going on amongst the players. Maybe this is a touch of that. We're new to each other. We've met each other 36 hours ago. Some of the teams we've seen today have adapted to that quickly, but it's not going to be easy for everybody across the board.
Yeah, Team 3 got to get some stops. I think that's what it's going to come down to. But, you know, it's still exciting to watch. Look like both teams might score 200 points total, and that'll be a fun game to watch also.
Aaron Wheeler adds 3 more to Team 4's total. At 61 now. I'm looking up at the scoreboard in the gym here. I don't know if there's a third digit of light under the scoreboard, so we're going to find out, it seems like, at the current pace for Team 3. Fulkerson, no good on the 3. Board by Chafee.
Boy, that'll be fun to watch, too, if the numbers go back to 0.
Dunmartin swipes it. Back for McKissick. He drew all the tough assignments for Florida last year as the team's vocal leader, the motor defensively, their shutdown guy. Dunmartin inside for Rutherford. Spins, hook, no good. Fulkerson battling on the ground, that's what he brings, and so does McKissick. But taken away by Knight. Down low and good in transition from Plowden. And they'll wipe up some sweat on the other end.
Whatever Coach Salas fed his guys this morning, he need to have that same meal. I must be hungry. I keep talking about food.
I don't know. You might be on your way to Heart 8 Barbecue after this one.
I don't know. We're giving them some plugs. Are they a sponsor?
They've sponsored our appetite over the last 24 hours. That's for sure. A 23-point lead for Team 4. A minute and 9 seconds into this third quarter. That last possession for Team 3, you saw what some of these guys bring to the table. McKissick is a 3-and-D guy who's going to give you the heart and soul going down to the court to try and keep it alive. Fulkerson did the same thing a moment prior. You talked about Marcus Smart. That's the guy you said you wanted a lot of guys here at this Combine to be, because there's always a role for a guy like that on an NBA roster. McKissick, Fulkerson, they embody that.
Yeah, every NBA team needs a role guy, a glue guy. I made a living 12 years in the NBA playing that way, you know, with some of the greatest players to touch the floor in the NBA, and they always congratulated me for doing the little things.
Wheeler hits another 3 for Team 4. Came into his own as a scorer last year at St. John's after 3 years as a defensive role player at Purdue. Up and under from Young. Just got it beyond the arm of Plowden, who came crashing in.
Great decision by Young to use the rim, protect him from the bigger guy trying to challenge his shot.
Fulkerson plowing the lane on the drive from Knight, back out for 3. We're used to seeing those go in so far for Team 4, but that one spins out from Kevion Taylor. Rutherford spins and will head the line.
Dunmartin showed good vision right there to get the ball to the runner, streaking down the lane. Weren't able to finish for the 3-point play, but we got 2 free throws.
You talk about Tavion Dunmartin scoring and what he did at Florida Gulf Coast last year. It wasn't just the scoring. He had 199 assists last season, so he joined a very exclusive club. Since 1992, only 21 players have had more than 700 points and more than 195 assists in a single collegiate season, and he joins the likes of, you're going to know some of these names, Penny Hardaway, John Morant, Jay Williams, Cassius Winston, Trae Young. That's very elite company.
That is elite company. And I'm sure that, you know, just watching him so far, you know, with his size, you would think it would be a challenge to see the floor, but he's not turning the ball over.
Dunmartin behind. Put that one on the highlight reel for the scouts.
Yeah, that's just a little defensive assignment. Martin jumped the screen. Should have waited for the big to call it out. He kind of anticipated and guessed wrong.
12 to shoot. Dunmartin.
Oh,
Kicks
nice
it inside.
pass. Finish, big fella.
Rutherford gets his own miss, and that time he does finish.
Rutherford padding his stats. Let me get 2 rebounds on that.
Plowden. Gets it tonight. John Knight having himself quite the game here. So is Chafee. The rim almost rejected him there, but it still rolled in.
That's weight room right there. Just push it right over the top. He had the strength to finish that one.
Fulkerson. Dunmartin. Now Young. Cut off by Plowden. Gets it into Rutherford. That is working right now for Team 3. 23-point game, long road back, but the pick and roll with Rutherford. Last couple of times down the floor. Kicked out tonight. Now Plowden drives. Fulkerson made it difficult and got the roll. McKissick almost collides with the official. Now inside to Fulkerson, working underneath. Couldn't finish.
Guys are looking a little winded. Coach can't get that sub in fast enough.
Another triple there from Aaron Wheeler.
Wheeler is finishing out. He need to take one more shot. See if it's a heat check.
Role player at Purdue, 16 minutes a game, 4 points a game, 4 boards a game while he was there. And then last year, double figures he averaged at St. John's. McKissick from 3, in and out. Wheeler secures the board. That was ill-advised, but it got through tonight. And he is just rocking the rim at this end.
Everything is going well for Team 4. Finishing, making the right reads.
John Knight at 6'3", but he plays like he's 6'11" above the rim.
Attack that rim like Westbrook. Be mad at it.
14.3 per game last year at Southern Utah. Second team All Big Sky in 2021. First team in 2022. And he gives his team a nearly 30-point lead. It's up to 28 now for Team 4.
Not sure what coach is saying in that timeout, but he might need to put some more bullets in the guns. They're going to have to let it ride. Put all your three-point shooters in to get back into this one.
It just seems like they've struggled to find a rhythm playing within each other as far as the ball movement. A little bit stagnant, a lot of individuality. And again, it's tough. They've come together in the last 24 hours. It should look better tomorrow with a game under their belts. They just haven't found that cohesion through 2.5 quarters.
Not sure what Team Silas is shooting from three-point range, but when you're making them at a high clip, it's kind of hard. No matter who you got on the other end, you're not going to beat them.
Besides that, I mean, the open looks they've had from at the rim, all the dunks they've put in the first 2.5 quarters, most of them belonging tonight. See some of the best of them, and there have been a few. Again, Knight, the author of a couple of them himself. So got on the roll, Stokely Chafee, and then Knight again.
Yeah, uncontested shots at the bucket like that kind of demoralizes the defense. And it opens up the rim for you at the three-point shot.
And then when they've had those threes, they've hit the threes. It's all going Team 4's way. Dunmartin, good look inside. That's a good play out of a timeout. And there's some energy from Young on the steal. 3-on-1. Dunmartin takes it back to Young. Okay. Little by little out of the timeout.
Hey, every little bit counts at this moment. See if they can, we call it a kill if you can get 3 stops in a row. Make coach call a timeout.
Williams doesn't get the roll. Jeffries, and they get the bucket after the stop. Young drives, puts it up. Oh! Just teetered on the edge. Quickly the other way, Stigu. And it'll stay down there. 2 good, clean, open looks for Team 3.
Good read on the pick and roll. Good hustle on the defense. Get out and run the lanes. Share the ball with each other. Make the extra pass. Way to attack the 3-on-1.
Sigu over to Knight. Rises on the board from Treadwell.
Yeah, Team 4 got a small group in. They got to get out and run. Push the pace.
That's 4 straight stops from Team 3 and a 6-0 run. Wheeler, that one tipped from McKissick. That's 5 straight stops. Young drives and he'll go to the line.
Good things happen to the team that's most aggressive. They're attacking the rim. Team Silas settling for jump shots.
Young hits the first. Runs in the family for Jacob Young. Father Michael, part of Houston's High Slam and Jammet teams. Brother Joe, 43rd pick in 2015 by the Pacers. He hits them both. They cut it to 20, little by little. It's an 8-0 run for Team 3. They've gotten 5 straight stops at this end. And they won't make it 6, or will they? Waved off in the cylinder.
6 good stops.
Close. Dunmartin thought about it. Now McKissick got caught up down low. Dunmartin, no good. Treadwell keeps it alive. Back for Jeffries. That's who you want taking that shot because he'll do that. 11-0 run, but a foul from Young. He thought he forced a turnover.
That's 3 for 4 from 3. Maybe coach got to keep him in the lineup.
Tell him to just fire away. 5 times this past season for Wyoming, he took more than 10 threes in a game. So he's not shy of giving the opportunity. High ricochet off the back iron. Treadwell comes
Let's
down.
find him. He's hot. Find him.
Dunmartin takes one, and he makes it.
Coach going with the smaller lineup. Coach Silas calls the timeout.
After the last timeout that was taken, a 14-0 run from Team 3. Whatever Tyler Gatlin said during that break, it worked. What was once a 28-point lead for Team 4, at 75-48, is now cut to 75-61. And now it's Xavier Silas' turn to try and correct things on this side.
They got to get back to the basics. Get stops, keep them out of the paint, get back on defense. Take good shots. Sometimes your offense is your best defense, and they've taken a few unill-advised quick shots that led out to 3-point fast break opportunities.
You say so much of what makes a pro is the mental state. This has got to be part of it here from Team 3, showing that All right, we're down 75-48, but this game still has a lot of time left, battling all the way back.
Plenty of time with the three-point line. You know, they just got to make sure that they get stops and take what the defense gives them. Coach is going back with his bigger lineup.
See what Gatlin sends back out there, still in the huddle. That last stint, he kept Rutherford and Fulkerson on the bench. Let the little guys out there run the floor. Start banging in a couple of threes, and it worked. Let's see who breaks the huddle. That's the same crew. Fulkerson and Rutherford stay on the bench.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
But to your point, Team 4 went big. So now they've got their bigs out there, and Team 3's got all the little guys out there. So we'll see how this oil and vinegar situation works out. Sigu slows it down. Here's Plowden. Inside the Chafee. Jeffries not giving him much room to move, but Chafee makes it work anyway. Good response out of the timeout.
Good way to recognize your mismatches and go inside. Now let's see if
Dunn-Martin to Jeffries, already with 3, left that one short.
that was a heat check.
Plowden drives, connects. Quick 4-0 run out of that timeout. It was 14-0 for Team 3 out of the last timeout, and now 4-0 Team 4 out of this timeout. Jeffries creates some space for himself. Misses 2 in a row. Treadwell tried to force it inside to McKissick. Still Treadwell fading away. Left it short. 65 seconds to go in the third quarter. An 18-point game that was once a 28-point game and is now a 21-point game. Sigu connects.
Sigu said, I'm stopping the bleeding. Got to push this thing back up to.
Dunn-Martin tiptoes the line. Through the legs. Working on Sigu. Drives. Blocked by Sigu.
Oh, might have got a call there, but referees been here all day. They ready to go home.
A 9-0 run out of the timeout for Team 4. They went big. Team 3 stayed small. Advantage bigs. And George is a big yourself. You'll like that.
I always took a challenge guarding the little guys.
McKissick hits to stop the bleeding on Team 3's side. 20-point game. Last shot here for Team 4 in the corner. 3, 2, Sigu drives at the buzzer and gets it to go. Frustration underneath from Jeffries. A 22-point game in favor of Team 4. A third quarter that had runs going both ways. It ends on a favorable run for Team 4, and they take that 22-point lead into what should be a fun fourth quarter here in Duncanville. The NTX Combine would like to thank the Omni Hotel Dallas. The city of Duncanville and the Duncanville Fieldhouse. Action coming to a conclusion inside of Duncanville Fieldhouse on day 1. One more quarter to play, 2 more games tomorrow. And we have Marion Crowder standing by with Tyler Gatlin, the head coach of Team 3.
Tyler, you were able to take a timeout around that 4.5-minute mark. You came out, went on a 14-point run, had a handful of steals, big stops. What was the message at that timeout?
Just to keep competing every possession, and that's what it's about out here. But we made an adjustment to go with a smaller lineup and brought some energy to the court. Started having some fun, essentially, and guys were creating plays with their energy, making things happen. So we just got to continue to play hard throughout the whole game.
Yeah, similar to what you did, your counterpart Xavier Silas took a timeout. They went on a big run. How do you switch the momentum back in your favor?
We got to come out here early in the first 2 minutes of this quarter, try to make something happen. If we're not making shots, we got to crash the offensive glass. And if they're making shots, the counterattack is still there for us to push the pace early and try to cut into it.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marion. 22-point lead for Team 4 in this fourth quarter. But we just saw Team 3 cut into it quickly, as Coach Gatlin mentioned, with a 14-0 run over the span of 2 minutes. So this lead could dwindle quickly if that was any indication. But coming out of that, Team 4 went on their own little run and pushed it back up over a 20-point lead. Bigs are back out there now for Team 3, Rutherford and Fulkerson.
Yeah, the Team 3 is going to try to make this game a little more respectable. Hopefully they can get some stops and make some shots down the end. Big guy's going to have to rebound, give him one chance at it, and execute on the offensive game.
Team 4 is picking up full court. See you there. Let's Young across.
Yeah, a lot of times teams with a lead like this would want to settle and relax a little bit, but Siegel is picking up, letting his guys know it's not over yet.
That's the thing here. Yes, it's a 22-point game, but there's much more at stake. This is what's going out to the scouts once they are sent the tapes after the game. Don't forget, don't lose sight, these players are playing for their opportunities at the next level. So just because it's 22, you got to treat it like it's a 2-point game almost. Say in that huddle, hey, pretend it's 66-64, and let's win this fourth quarter.
Yeah, except for the little ticker on the bottom of the screen. Nobody will know what the game score is. They just like to see that effort and continue to compete.
Wouldn't be a game if we didn't keep score, but a lot more at stake than just the result here in Duncanville.
Yeah, they get a chance to play again tomorrow, so hopefully it'll be a different outcome.
And we'll be here with you for that action tomorrow as well. George Lynch, alongside myself, Joe Malfa, Marion Crowder, down on the sidelines.
You know, but the fat lady hadn't sung. There's still plenty of time. I've been in games where you've been down. I was down to Florida State with 7 minutes left, 25 points, and came back and won the game. So anything can happen if you believe.
Fulkerson, that's 2.
Not sure if Dean Smith is sitting on the sideline over there, though.
A little bit different. Sigu over for Taylor, who drives after he pump fakes from 3, created the lane for himself, and created 2 points for himself.
Not sure if that's the defensive assignment Coach Tyler drew up. He wanted him to close out under control and not give up a layup.
Sigu looks over the shoulder, off the backboard, got a little bit greedy with it.
Yeah, too much mustard on that one.
Tried to set it up for Chafee. Little Showtime Lakers out there for you, but didn't work out the same way it used to.
It's good to know they're having some fun. Not playing tight.
With a lead like this, got to have some fun too. Chafee gets that one in, inching closer to 100.
Well, we're going to see if they got three digits on that scoreboard.
And again, last time you and I remarked on that, Team 4 went on a drought of like 4 minutes without scoring, but this time they score right after we say it, so I think we avoided the curse. Trayvon Harper taps it in.
Yeah, I think they got it figured out right now.
Young pulls up. That's his game. Loves that mid-range. Think of a guy like Sean Livingston, the career he made for himself in the NBA with just that. For the Warriors, for the Nets, just pulling up from 10, 12 feet.
Jimmy Butler, DeRozan, all these guys are making a living.
Out for Rutherford. Look, just because the game has become run and gun and a lot of threes doesn't mean that mid-range is non-existent. Have a couple of guys like that helps you change the pace. Is this 100? It is
on point.
Trayvon Harper. There is a third row on the scoreboard. They do squeeze the one in there. There's not a lot of room, but they get it in.
I don't know, Coach. I don't think you have enough timeouts. You gotta let this one run.
It was a 28-point game at 75-47. From there, Team 3 brought it back, but it's right back up to that 28-point deficit. Everything clicking, whether it's threes or whether it's this.
I think his teammates wanted to see him hang on the rim a little bit, but 2 is 2.
Harper, 27 years old, one of those international pros. 2 pro years in Cyprus after his college days were done. 2 seasons at Arkansas Pine Bluff for him, averaged 8 points, 4 boards a game. Another one went overseas, developed a little bit. Yes, again, it's a different level of competition when you go to certain countries, but he averaged almost 15 a game and 6 boards a game in Cyprus in his first season there. Went down a little bit in the points to just about 14 a game last season. But basketball is basketball. Sure, it might be a little bit different competition level. If you can work on your craft, work on your game, now you get in front of an audience like this at this NTX Combine, there's going to be an opportunity, a door opening for you somewhere.
Yeah, it's all about the grind. Just keep working. You know, you never know when your opportunity is going to come, and you got to be ready at all times.
Gatlin using every second he's got in the timeouts. Using a few more seconds than the referees want him to use. An extra horn, try and break it up. Squeezing every ounce of possible coaching out of this as he can.
Go ahead and give him an extra timeout. It's been fun to watch.
Well, you love to see that from Gatlin. All smiles over there from him. Making the most of this opportunity to coach up these players, knowing what might lie ahead. Here's McKissick. We've seen a lot of good defense out of McKissick in this game, and he drew all the tough assignments last year in the SEC at Florida. He was the Summit League Defensive Player of the Year before that at U Missouri, Kansas City. And McKissick last year, his main claim to fame was the one game against Vanderbilt. Scottie Pippen Jr. led the SEC in scoring. McKissick held him to a season-low 6 points and 1 of 10 shooting.
Yeah, it's always great to see someone take a challenge. Top player in the league, probably had the green light. Coach Stackhouse telling him he can shoot whenever he wants. And to go in and shut him down, that's always a great feeling. Something to talk about for years to come.
Did it make you feel a little bit old that I said Scottie Pippen Jr.? Rutherford rolls it in. John Nice put a couple of big-time dunks on his highlight reel today. Putting the shoulder down, Aaron Wheeler.
Let that chicken wing extend out too far.
You got to be hungry, man. We've talked about some food. You use chicken wing as your analogy, where somebody get George some food ASAP.
There it is.
Hey, there it is.
Heartache.
That's where you got to be after this game.
If you want to see me, come to Heartache.
They rolled out the red carpet for us yesterday. I only fit into this XL shirt because of the food we ate yesterday.
Heartache, I want my NIL.
McKissick drives high off glass. Board from Rutherford. He has been a bright spot in this game for Team 3.
Yeah, it's always great to see guys don't look at the scoreboard, continue to compete. And, you know, at this point, these guys are trying to get some film to send out to their agents, share with the teams they're trying to find a home.
Pull up from Young connects. Talk to me a little bit about that. We've got 5 minutes here. This game is not in contention anymore. What's that side of it look like? The agent, the light around basketball.
Well, it's always good. You know, guys send highlight films, and it's kind of hard to see, you know, highlights. But to be able to watch the entire game footage, you really get to see the competitive side, the character of guys, you know, how they respond to a player, how they respond to little. Got watching Martin get his game on. Watching guys, how they respond when the game isn't going their way. It shows a lot of character in your locker room for guys who's going to compete no matter what the score is.
McKissick, one of those heart and soul guys, he's going to play until that final buzzer sounds. Average steal per game in each of his last 4 collegiate seasons, Brandon McKissick. And being a scorer, too, he showed it at U Missouri, Kansas City. Went from 7.9 to 10.5 to 11 to 17.2. And his points per game average, the yearly escalation. Talk about highlights instead of just game footage. Well, the game footage is going to have a highlight on it for Tommy Rutherford after that one.
Tommy's showing that he can get air.
Martin inside to Fulkerson. Wheeler got a hand on it. Alter the shot. Williams started this game with 2 threes in the first minute. Won't add another one there, and he stepped on the line as he tried to save it. .309 to go on the first day of action in the 2022 NTX Combine. First day of game action, I should say. These guys were out here grinding yesterday through all the drills and all the combine tests. And we've got 2 more games tomorrow.
Looking forward to it.
Takeaways from day one?
It was great to see the guys share the ball. They competed in both games, and that's what you love to see. It's kind of hard, putting a group of guys together. You got 24, 32 players have never seen each other play, and to be able to come out and have a good showing like this, that's the testament to the coaches and the selection committee who picked these guys to come out here and compete.
Any little improvements you specifically want to see from the teams going into tomorrow?
Well, just to be able to come back and see if they continue to compete. That'll show the testament. Some guys who had good games today could probably say, well, I had a great game, I got my film. But at this level, coaches want to see, and scouts want to see guys competing. You got to be a practice player when you go into locker rooms, at this point, and then you got to earn your right. And you earn that by coming ready to play every day in training camp, every day in practice, every day, probably the first 40 games of the season before someone have an injury, and then being ready to play when your number is called.
Digu misses the 3. Hunter couldn't secure the rebound.
Yeah, these last 2 minutes might be stat pushing time, so and we'll see what happens.
See how far Team 4 can push it up to 105.
Well, they still defending, so that's a good sign.
Jeffries, another chance at a 3. He started hot. He's gone colder, but he's going to keep going. It's an old saying for a reason. Shooters shoot, and he's not going to stop.
Yeah, you got to have a short memory on this. The next one is going in.
A few big-time standouts from today. Jericho Helms in the first game hit the game-winning shot, a 3-pointer in that one. Ronaldo Sigu bringing the ball up now has been a standout from this game. Sigu again scoops it. Rebound. Harper. Go to the line for 2.
Yeah, they're competing down to the last minute. That's always a positive sign.
Looking back at the stats from the first game we had, Jericho Helms 25 points, David Azor 23 points, Ty Gordon 24 points. Seen some big numbers. And in this game, those big numbers belong to Daquan Plowden. They belong to Aaron Wheeler, John Knight, Ronaldo Sigu. All double figures for Team 4.
Yeah, what's the record in most points scored in this these last couple of years of this combine?
Got to find that one out, actually. Last year, Myrtle Beach. This year, the evolution of this event into North Texas. Heard Pete Mickeal talking about it during the halftime break. He sees for this in the next few years, wants it to be the preeminent worldwide combine.
Yeah, Texas is a great place. Large airport with actually 2 airports, Love Field and DFW. It's always a central location for people to get in and get out from all over the country, and with the international airports.
Place you've called home for a couple of decades now. You know there's plenty of good basketball here as well.
Yes, this weekend they had a up and smoke tournament for AAU grassroots level, and this is today, the first couple of days of the week. High level combine for college and pro guys. Texas is a hotbed for basketball.
Hotbed for a lot of sports. East Town shut down on a Friday night in the fall for high school football season. Heavy tumble there.
Yeah, Friday Night Lights, they might argue with, you know, what's the better sport here, football or basketball.
Treadwell saying he's good. Banged the head on the hardwood floor. He's back up and walking to the other end. Collecting himself before free throws. Treadwell, one of those international pros from Edison, New Jersey. Had a couple of seasons at Coppin State before 3 seasons abroad all over the world. Georgia, the country, not the state, Czech Republic, Mexico. His 3 international seasons. Averaged almost 10 a game at Coppin State. And he's been right around those numbers in each of his pro seasons abroad. 20-point game, under 30 seconds to go, and still driving Ronaldo Sigu. Rebound, Trayvon Harper goes up with it. I don't know what the record for individual scoring is, but Team 4 here is trying to set that record for team scoring in a game. 108 is going to be a tough mark to beat tomorrow for any team.
Well, I hope someone shoots for it. It'll be fun to watch.
Absolutely. I'll take the final few seconds off the clock. I don't think they're going to put time back on the clock for that one. The referee smiling over at us. He's saying, we are done. We are out of here. 108-87 the final. And a dominant showing from Team 4.
Yeah, it was definitely a great shot from start to finish. They came out, shared the ball. Everyone got involved. Everyone was smiling and enjoying the play. Game is easy when you share the ball.
Overall performance from Team 4. They did it from 3. They did it from inside. They did it any way possible. And one of the guys who drove the bus, John Knight, is standing with Marion Crowder.
He's complaining about his jersey being too big. John, you played an outstanding game. How hard is this, though, in this environment, to come together with a group of guys you've never played with before, to still be able to show your skills and then to still be able to put up 100 as a team?
I mean, it's very hard. I'm glad they gave us the day of practice so we can get the chemistry down. We know everybody game. I mean, we all college players, so you learn quickly. Like, you learn on the move, and the plays they did, pretty much all of us ran it through college. So it's all about coming out here to show our talents, and when you look good, you play good, and we came as a team and played good.
Amen. We'll have to work on that extra large jersey, but the looking good. But, you know, every coach comes in here and you see notes about different players, what they're good at, what they're known for. What do you hope that the scouts see out of your game today?
I'm very competitive, and I'm going to give 110% every time I'm on the court, offense and defense, not just offensive-minded. I'm very defensive-minded first. Defense comes first, defense wins championships, so that's what I try to bring out to the game.
Well, awesome. You played great today. Good luck tomorrow and as we finish the rest of this combine. Guys?
Well, that wraps it up on day 1 of the 2022 NTX Combine. Plenty of action in the 2 games, and we've got 2 more on deck tomorrow. It all starts again at 1:30 Eastern Time. For our broadcast partner, George Lynch, Marion Crowder down on the sidelines, and the crew that makes this possible, I am Joe Malfa saying good evening from Duncanville.